The lie angle of your golf clubs is the most slept on aspect in the entire world of golf equipment. There's a reason when asked what one piece of advice Tiger Woods would give an amateur about their equipment, the second thing he mentions is lie angle.
Having the proper loft, lie, shaft, and grip, it all plays in.
It impacts the height of your shot, the left and right spin and dispersion, and if it's off just 1 degree, it can make the game exponentially more difficult than it has to be. And even with all this, golfers rarely pay attention to it. The craziest part is it takes just 1 or 2 swings to figure out if your club's lie angle is right for you. In this video, I'll outline what lie angle is, why it's so important, and I'll give you a simple trick where all you need is a Sharpie to figure out if each one of your clubs in your bag has the correct lie angle or if it needs adjusting. So first things first, what is lie angle? There are 2 different types, static lie angle and dynamic lie angle. Static lie angle is the angle between your shaft and the ground, as you see here, when your club is properly and evenly flush with the ground at address. It's measured in degrees and usually anywhere between 50 and 75 degrees depending on the club and the manufacturer. It applies to all clubs throughout your bag, from your putter to your driver, and it's measured with a very simple piece of equipment most club builders own. Manufacturers also state their lie angles for every single club they make, listed on the spec sheet or on their website. Now, this brings us to our second type of lie angle, dynamic lie angle. Dynamic lie angle is your lie angle at impact, which at the end of the day is all we care about because this is the lie angle that impacts your ball flight. So why are there 2 different types of lie angles? To put it simply, every golfer has a different hand position at impact than they do at address. So just because your club is sitting perfectly neutral at address doesn't mean that's the case at impact. This is the main reason why lie angle is so individual to each golfer, because we all deliver the golf club differently. Also, all of us are different heights, we have different length wingspans, and we all have very different swings from one another. So the optimal static lie angle of my clubs very well will be different than the optimal static lie angle of your clubs. Here's a few examples of how my lie angle changes as I do things like get further or closer from the ball, get taller or shorter, or adjust my hand height one way or the other. So our goal is to find and adjust our clubs to a static lie angle that gives us an optimal dynamic lie angle at impact. Now, real quick, I went from a 15 handicap all the way to a scratch without taking a single golf lesson. I started this YouTube channel to share all the tips, tricks, and secrets I learned along the way to help you speed up your progress in improving your game and lowering your scores. Now, why is this such a big deal? Optimizing our lie angle is important because lie angle determines how the club interacts with the ground and the ball at impact. Also, each club manufacturer optimizes their club faces for both distance and accuracy, assuming the bottom or the bounce of the club is interacting with the turf evenly. Clubs are not designed for optimal ball flight if the toe is lower than the heel of the club at impact or vice versa. If your lie angle is too upright, meaning the toe of the club is up in the air, you're closing your club face and you're also increasing the chances the ground will grab the heel of your club, further closing your club face into impact. This promotes a higher ball flight along with the tendency to pull the golf ball. Vice versa, if your lie angle is too flat, the toe of the club is grabbing the ground, this will open the club face and promote a push or slice miss. You could have a textbook swing, hit the ball in the middle of the club face, and still miss 10 yards one way or the other simply because of 1 or 2 degree change in lie angle. That's the whole goal of optimizing your lie angle, is to give you more forgiveness, increasing the chances and the frequency that you hit the ball straight. Earlier this year, when I learned I needed a lie angle adjustment of 1 to 2 degrees more upright, my dispersion improved on average 20 feet per club. You would be surprised how many golfers out there think their miss is due to a swing flaw, when in fact they're actually fighting their equipment and they don't even realize it. I found this interview with Billy Horschel to be fascinating. He mentioned all he needed was a 1 to 2 degree change in his lie angles, and that got his ball flight exactly where he needed it to be. So now we understand what lie angle is, why it's important. How do you figure out if your lie angles are correct on your clubs? I will say I like my dynamic lie angle to be perfectly neutral. I play a straight ball flight and I found a neutral lie angle gives me the most forgiveness. Some golfers who need help correcting a miss left or right might prefer a slightly upright or flat lie angle to help them fix that one-way miss. There are 3 ways to check your dynamic lie angle that I'll go over in this video. The first is the most high-tech. It involves a launch monitor. The second involves just a Sharpie. And the third way is a cool hack that you can use out on the range with no additional equipment needed. With a launch monitor like TrackMan or GC Quad, you can measure your dynamic lie angle within 1/10 of a degree, which can then tell you what adjustments, if any, you need to make. That said, I have found this Sharpie trick to be a whole lot easier and cheaper and just as effective. In full transparency, transparency, I own a GC quad, but I prefer this Sharpie trick to make sure that my lie angles are optimal. So here's what you do. First, grab a Sharpie and draw a line on your golf ball using one of those putting ball marker tools. Now, put the ball on the ground with the line pointing straight up and down on the back of the ball where your club face will impact the golf ball. From here, hit a normal shot on the driving range mat and take a look at the mark the Sharpie left on your club face. If the line on your club face is perfectly vertical, your dynamic lie angle is spot on neutral. If the line is slanted towards the toe, your dynamic lie angle is upright. If the line is slanted towards your heel, your dynamic lie angle is flat. Here's a picture showing roughly how many degrees your club would need to be adjusted to get back to a neutral dynamic lie angle, given the severity or how slanted your Sharpie line is. You can then take this to your local club builder and ask for the adjustments to be made. I will say, before you adjust every club, make sure you test every club. For example, just because your 7-iron might need a 2-degree change doesn't necessarily mean the same for your 9-iron or pitching wedge. The last hack I like to use, and you don't need any additional equipment for this, is to look at your divot pattern. If the toe of your divot is deeper than the heel of your divot, you know that your dynamic lie angle is flat. Conversely, if the heel of your divot is deeper than the toe of your divot, you know that your dynamic lie angle is upright. You want that divot pattern being nice and even throughout the entire divot. As you can see, optimizing your lie angle is a simple and quick improvement you can make to your equipment that will immediately help accuracy and scoring. Comment below with any questions you have and make sure to subscribe for weekly videos helping you improve your game and lower your scores.